Good evening, everyone, and once again, welcome to our Enlightenment Through Meditation session tonight at 6 o'clock California time. Once again, I would like to thank you and welcome you to this session. And this session is always within. This session takes us within, and everything about enlightenment that happens within oneself happens within. So this session, although we do talk about so many things in self-awareness as they come, but still after the session is over and everything, we like to go within to find out the reality, the truthfulness, and the validity in it. So thankful to the minds, thankful to the fingers, thankful to the body in every way, who take the time to think about the purpose of life. Why we have to come to this earth plane, and how it all works. And on and off, we now get the requests, and sometimes I'm able to get to those topics of very interesting points, and we can go over, realizing at the same time that the enlightenment, self-awareness, love, kindness, all these virtuous deeds that we have talked about, they are not a 30-minute or an hour session long. That's the practice within ourselves, and as we grow into it, gets bigger and bigger. Like if we try to close this natural divine which is around us, we cannot enclose it. It's beyond capturing it or enclosuring it, and therefore it is called the knowledge of beyond, because it is beyond reach of human mind that tries to comprehend everything in some sort of physical form, because we are human body and we like to see everything with these eyes and verbalize everything that we see, although at some points we realize that we cannot. So today's topic is going to be about action and reaction. It's the law that when we act, there is a reaction. So action and reaction, and in Indian terminology, it is also known as law of karma. Karma means action. Karma. It is known as karma, it is known as karma, it is whatever you want to call it. But when you make an action, either in the body or in the mind, or in the even thought process within the mind, it becomes an action. Because if we look into day-to-day life, we realize that first there is always a thought process leading into like an action process, and then the body acts on it in due time. So we will go over action, reaction, law of karma, and we will try to cover as much as we can. What is this law of action, reaction, why it is, and how it is done? And this law that happens, because it is going to be there, it is not up to us to like or not like. Every action has a reaction. That's the law. We do have a free will to operate. It's purity. Whose purity? The divine law's purity. And at the same time, our impurity. And why did I put it like that? Is because we sometimes think we are the very pure one, and whatever is happening with us is not really justifiable. That's our thinking, right or wrong, but we generally say We know better. We did everything that we could have the most proper way, and we definitely do not deserve what we are getting. Or sometimes we say we are deserving, oh my god, oh, a lot more than we could have ever desired for. But this is all happening, and to our little mind, it becomes like beyond comprehension. We don't know, and if it is happening good, we don't want to know. That's another thing. But if it is not happening according to what we want, then we say why it is happening like that. It's not justifiable. So we will go over what is it, why it is, and how it is, as I said, its purity and our impurity. And as we go along, I would try to explain why I wrote the way I wrote. And if we are unable to finish it today, we will definitely continue on next Saturday. So what is law of karma or law of action? Law of action is something, first of all, it starts by law of action. So right there, it has multiple dimensions. Law. What kind of law? Is it material law? Is somebody sitting and doing the law? Is a courthouse open to do the law? Who has written this law? How do we know it is a fair law? How do we know it is applicable to us? All these questions. So we need to know, we are talking legalities here. Then it is a law. And definitely there is a lawmaker. And generally when the law is defined and when it is given to us, the law is already done. No one has asked either our permission or our suggestion. So it's a law already done, approved by someone, applied to us, and the knowledge of that law. The most important thing is, do we know how that law runs? And yeah, if truly from the heart we would like to know how it operates, yeah, people who are enlightened into this law can tell us what the law says and how it applies to us and what are the steps we need to take to understand, comprehend, and then act on that. The law is precise, so the results only come after we apply it, not by saying it. Lip service doesn't work, because this is the law of divine. That means somebody knows who created this world, how that entity wants it to run. And from there this law is defined. And the law says law of action and reaction. So it defines that it depends on your action, like our actions. It defines. At the same time, it says action and reaction. That means it defines to us that whatever action you will do will bear a reaction. It doesn't say reaction to your liking or disliking. It just says action and reaction. Karma means action. And as a result of action, there is a reaction. So I am doing an action right now, doing this session with all of you. And as a result, sometimes I get requests, sometimes I get a suggestion, or sometimes I get, a comment or something. That's a reaction. If I didn't do this action, I would not be getting that reaction. Just these are good examples to use, but when we talk about all this, the law of beyond or the language of beyond, actually it's so difficult to put it in words. Sometimes it's almost unfair and not justifiable, because me saying it the receiver receiving it, understanding it, evaluating it, and then digesting it to the level of heart. Many steps are involved. So we try to do the best and try to convey the message and leave it up to the beyond. Whoever has to receive it will receive according to what they are supposed to receive. Not proving right or wrong, not proving anything of any negative nature, just sharing and enjoying this moment, whatever is happening. So going back to action and reaction, we are told that there is going to be an action, and as a result it will bear a reaction. Now, action at what level? That is the next question. So action is done by body, and body operates. Body is a functional instrument that our mind or our heart or our emotions or whatever level you might want to say, it operates. If we are emotionally hurt, we cry, and you can see the tears coming from our eyes, and those tears are showing that we are emotionally hurt or we are sad. Or if we are laughing and having a good time, our teeth showing, our actions showing, our enjoyment, body shows. But body is manifesting whatever is happening inside us, the conscious energy. Now the conscious energy is the main thing which is keeping our body alive, right? Without that conscious energy, we won't be alive. But then it dissipates itself. It dissipates itself into the mind. Mind dissipates it further down to the body, and it directs the body to do certain action or not do certain action. So the action which happens by the body necessarily is not originating from the body, but is being conducted by the body. So when there is a thought process going on in our minds, you can imagine that that is also an action. So I want to say something very loving to someone. I have already processed in my mind, the action has already happened. But what level? Abstract level. When the time comes, I will go and speak it out using my body. That will be the action at the level of body. And same thing happens, I can be saying many mean or negative things to someone. First I would thought the action has occurred, then body reflects it. So in other words, the law of action and reaction, you can imagine, is really catching us at the thought process. The action is being not committed by the body but by the mind, by the abstract. It has been thought, it has been evaluated, and finally, if liked, it's going to be manifested. So when we are thinking at the level of mind and an action has happened, that means the reaction would come to it. So what happens if we think about something at the level of mind, but by the body something happens and we change our thinking? Well, in that case, that action will bear the consequences of that thought process, but it got changed, so now it will have a different consequence. And if it was not displayed by the body, no action at the level of body happened, no reaction will happen. Very simple from that perspective. The law is simple. You do an action, there is going to be a reaction. So then there is another thing that I want to throw in. Does it mean that the action and reaction that we do is only happening in this lifetime? Not necessarily. And why is that? Because we are aware what is happening in this lifetime, right? We were born, certain years we do not know. because our mind was not developed. So as a baby, if we were crying or not crying, it doesn't necessarily have an action or reaction because mind was not involved. We did not make that judgment ourselves. If we were hungry, we were crying because we are hungry. Like a lion, if it's hungry, it's gonna kill someone. It doesn't have that attitude that I should kill this person or this person, and this person is more tasty, this person is not. Lion is gonna kill because he has been given only so much mind and intellect to act depending on the need of the body. But human beings can think, can change, can do, can display something else, can think something else, can do many, many things because it's the highest evolution and we are all evolving. So we are looking now into, is it the action reaction is happening to us, whatever is based on this lifetime, and it takes us very deep into this philosophy, which happens to be deep. There is nothing me or you can do about it. If we comprehend and understand, great. If we don't, it's also okay. The time will come when everything that has to sink in within ourselves will happen. It's not a matter of right, wrong, good, bad, beautiful or ugly. It doesn't matter. It's just flow of words penetrating whoever needs to penetrate. So once we get the human body and it starts to develop, after the childhood comes adulthood and more until we become elderly, and then there is a time that we lose this physical body. All this time we are doing an action. And sometimes we are doing good actions, sometimes we are doing actions that are not so good, and we are following those actions by thinking and taking advice of our minds, however it sees them appropriate, which is at a certain level of our awareness is okay. But as the awareness gets deeper and deeper, we start looking into why we think like that. Sometimes we all come across that I think this way too much, I need to change because it's not working for me. Just a thought process comes. So it's a little by little advancement to our self-awareness. So whoever is wherever standing, that's where it is, and you take it from where it is coming. So when our life starts and we start looking into it, that whatever actions we are doing, that's great, because we can in a way think and control. We think that we can control our actions, and it's good, and sometimes we can. But at the same time, we all have realized that it's not necessarily all our actions that we have done or not done give us the reaction of what we want. We are all experienced. We work very hard for in a job, and sometimes we find out we are getting fired because of something. Company is downsizing or whatever, boss is not nice, whatever may be the reason, and we wonder, I was working so good until yesterday, I heard such good things, what happened? So that kind of action and reaction when comes, we get puzzled. We go, what is it? What's going on? And we do not realize that life is an evolutionary process. It evolves. So when it is evolving from maybe a unicellular organism, could be a bacteria, could be a virus, could be unicellular algae, something like that, it's evolving, and ultimately its evolution ends up at human being. So as a human being, then we do the actions and reaction. The law applies to human beings. Why? Because their minds are highly evolved. So when we do the action and reaction in this body, we can see as a result or not result, because it all driven by mind, and we can say, oh, I did this is the result that came. But we cannot see the conscious level or the abstract level, what actions, in a way, what seeds we are sowing and what results ultimately they will bring. So one of the law is, and we all are aware, you spread good, good comes back to you. You spread bad, bad comes back to you. We know it very well. But still, mind is so crazy in its own ways that doing good to other generally is harder for us, because we within us have elements of jealousy, greed, anger, lust, attachment, vanity. All these are within us. We have been given those. So doing good to others, although we know brings a lot back to us, I don't know. It depends where we stand. It definitely doesn't mean that we don't. We do. And it is a path of self-awareness. We can look, we can correct, we can modify, we can do more, or whatever that may be. At the same time, doing bad to others brings bad to us. And doing bad, whatever that may be, we first of all may not even know what is considered bad. Bad could be anything. From my perspective, even if I said a little bit hard to someone, little bit maybe, not intentionally so much in it, maybe in my definition that's bad already. And in somebody's definition, doing very hard, very really mean things may not be enough bad. So depending on the bad we do to others, that comes back to us. And if it is the divine law, how it's gonna come back to us, that becomes a question. Because after that, if we leave the physical body, this law would not work. If we did bad to everyone all our life long, and then nothing happened to us and we left the physical body and we were called dead, then who's going to bear the consequence? Then this law of action and reaction is not working, correct? Because for this law to be working, I have to bear the consequences in this life, or I may have to come back again. So I don't think that comprehension that we are going to bear the consequence of our action is very easy in this short session to get to know all about it. But at the same time, it's a good question to ponder on, that if I am not doing good and my life passes, how and when I'm going to suffer that? While at the same time, if I have been doing really good all life long, although on the surface, superficially, I may not be getting good results, then those actions have been done. So the reaction following this law of action or reaction has to come. And the other question could be, would I always be into the law of action and reaction? That means coming and going and reaping the benefits or getting the negative results for my action will continue on, which is called the wheel of 84. Will it continue or would it end sometime? And these are really very interesting questions. But just to maintain the time for our session, I think I would end at this point and then take it further on, that how do we know that our actions done this time are going to bring the reactions, and we will have to take it in some other form in time, and maybe it is called reincarnation. We will go into all those details when we talk next time. So at that, I would like to end this session with starting the talk about action and reaction, how they manifest in this body, how do they manifest themselves if we leave this physical body and come back? Is it really true? Is it not true? And if it is, how does it work? How does the law tells us? Who translates that law to us? And is there any provision to get out of this law? So I would like to thank all of you for joining today's session. If you have any comments or you would like to give us any suggestions, you can write us on Ustream or you can send us your suggestions on our website. That's www.drkors.com. You can visit us on our Facebook page, that is facebook.com/Dr. Kors. You can write on our YouTube, which is youtube.com/Dr. Kors. I would like all of you to subscribe us. That way, whenever we are doing more sessions, you will be notified. And sharing all this information with your friends or your relatives, because this is path of truth. The more we get into it, the more understanding we develop is really good, because your account of goodness improves with that. So that would be really appreciated. And remember always, happiness is not too far. I love you all, and until next Saturday, thank you so much for joining. Have a good Memorial Day. Labor Day, I mean. That's right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.